A common mistake that leaders make when they're trying to convey to their company what their plan is, what their roadmap is for some project or product that they're overseeing, is overcomplicate it. They might do a Google search for how to build a roadmap. And what you're going to find is a bunch of systems that somebody wants you to buy that's going to help you paint this pretty picture of what a roadmap is. That's not what you need. If you just need to get a message across, something as simple as a spreadsheet through Google Sheets or Excel is all you need. I'm going to show you how. All we're going to do is open up a spreadsheet. And this is a blank spreadsheet, book one, nothing prepared for this. Here's how I'm going to show you the best way that you can paint the picture for your company. So the first thing you want to answer for yourself is, how much time does your roadmap cover? Is it a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan? For simplicity, let's assume we have a 3-year plan. So I'm going to just put right here in this cell, we're going to say we're in current year 2025. Let's just say 2025 full year. Next year will be 2026 full year. And then of course, 2027 full year. And then based on your timeline, how many phases of your roadmap? One of the first rules of having a roadmap is to have your work broken up into phases based on the priorities of your mission, whatever that mission might be. For simplicity, we have 3 years. We're going to cover 3 phases. So I'm going to call phase 1, let's call it foundational. Phase 2, we'll call it scale. And then phase 3, we're going to call it operationalize. So that gives us like just a basic time element to here, right? So we're going to blow this up a little bit more, and then we'll come back here and make it pretty a little bit later. Based on what you want to get done within your 3 phases, what are the projects or programs that have to get done to do those things? And so we're going to just make up some stuff right now, and we're just going to populate some things. So I'm going to have this field called work stream, and then I'm going to have this field called project. Now, as a quick scenario, I'm going to make up an industry or a work stream that is within my background. And so if this doesn't exactly relate to your background, that part isn't as important. What's important is that you translate the way I'm thinking about this into whatever your background and your roadmap is. And I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments based on your specific niche, or you can book a call with me to do so. Okay, so let's pick just a general roadmap for fixing an underperforming department. You are a new leader, you're in charge of a department that, let's say they're a project management team, and they just don't perform very well. And the impact of them not performing very well is a multi-million-dollar impact. So you want to show your leadership like, hey, this is broken. I'm going to fix it, but I need time to fix it. And here's what I'm going to do over the next 3 years to fix the same problem. And the problem is that the team's not performing well. The way you're going to approach this is to break up your work into 3 different buckets: work stream, project, milestone. All right. So let's pick a work stream here. We're going to say this work stream has to do with systems and tools. The project specifically is going to be to enhance the PMIS. So PMIS is Project Management Information System. So I'm going to say here, I want to start with the tool we use to manage the work itself. All right, that's one project. The second project within that work stream is going to be integration. So we're going to say PMIS integration, that's its own separate project. We're just going to call this next one Project Redundancy Review, right? Now, this just is words on a page. I'm going to spend a second here and just format this a little bit more cleaner. That way you can follow along a little bit better. Got this format cleaned up a little bit just to give us a little bit more clarity as I navigate the screen. So let's start going through this, right? You have a work stream is systems and tools. That's our major category. Within that work stream, I have a PMIS enhancement project. So within that enhancement project, I now need to come up with milestones. So the 3 milestones with time limiting factors here, I'm going to go and just add right here. And don't overthink this, right? You're only trying to show your leadership that you're giving this thought, that you put some ideas on the paper that you want to get approval for. All right, so we're going to say enhance PMIS. The first milestone, honestly, if you're enhancing a new system, is to, let's call it conduct end user survey review milestones. That's 2025's goal, right? We have to figure out what we're doing. Phase 2, scale. We're going to just oversimplify this and say deploy new PMIS to end user group, refresh surveys. Obviously, you're going to refresh surveys just to make sure that the people are getting what they thought they would get whenever you first surveyed them what was wrong with the system. Now, in this case, you've already conducted end user surveys, you reviewed current milestones, you deployed a new system, and now we're going to do, in the operational phase, you can either do 2 things. One, you could write something generic like enhance as needed. But what I usually do here is I just say operational. It's a BAU system. It's what you guys are using now. And that's what you're going to stick with. I go down here to PMIS integration. And now that the PMIS is done, I want to know how is this going to integrate with other systems and tools. So we're going to say, because you can't integrate without your enhancement, I'm going to say for this one, the PMIS is a phase 2 project. So I'm just going to put right here, phase 2, and just leave it like that. And then on the phase 2 column, I'm going to know, what do I want to do? It's now deployed. We're going to scope requirements, prioritize first, make it 3 systems for integration. And then phase 3, we're going to say prioritize remaining systems to integrate. Now, again, I want to remind you, if you're a software engineer or somebody who builds roadmaps, do not judge me on the depth of these milestones. I'm only giving you an example of how to think about this, how to break this down the way you might think about breaking it down in the real world. Formatting, let me just spread these out a little bit here. Okay, redundancy review. This is going to be a project where you're going to eliminate systems you don't need now because you have all this cool integration going on across your board. Because you can't do a redundancy review until after your PMIS integration or your enhancement, I'm going to mark this as phase 3, and we're going to say phase 3 here as well. And then operationalize, we're going to just keep it simple, eliminate redundant systems due to enhanced integrations. Now, keep in mind, I'm giving milestones and projects here, right? You may have an individual project plan for every single project listed here that will get in a lot more detail. When you're presenting to leadership, keep things high level. Don't get so much in the weeds. So on this spreadsheet I showed, while you might have a lot of detail that's warranted on those milestones, resist temptation to share those, right? You want to give a high level view, keep questions minimal. The goal for your meeting and your readout is to ensure success and support for you being able to have the freedom to do your job and execute this roadmap. Now, to clean this up a little bit more, the way I've done things, again, this is me just keeping it very, very simple for visibility. I start to color code these once they are done. So let's assume we are in 2026 now. What I would do is I would mark the 2025 milestone is done. These are not applicable because we're now in 2026. They were pushed out to phase 2 or 3 anyway. And then now let's assume I'm starting here. I'm going to just say yellow is in progress. The integration, I'm going to say leave it white for not started. Phase 3, we'll call it done as well. And then I would add something like a legend of some sort here. And we'll just say complete. We're going to say in progress is yellow. And we're going to say not started is white. And I'll just put a border around those to make them a little bit more legible. And if you really wanted to, you could put a border around this as well. I don't really see the need to. I like the cleaner look of just no grid lines on the page. But this is it, y'all. This is honestly all you need to do to build a very quick and dirty roadmap for your leadership team to show them what you're thinking about for your program. Don't get caught up with new systems, cool tricks, nice and fancy colored timelines. You really don't need that right now at this stage. You can get more mature and more fancy as you go along, but for starters, just build a simple spreadsheet and show them what you want to do.